Well, good morning, folks. It's the real Captain Kirk here. It is the 3rd of May, 2021, day 413 remote. A lot to talk about here today. A last week summary here, week ending 1 May. Again, this is a National Retail Federation calendar, and a big map is trends versus last year. Here in the U.S., it was about 0.7 warmer than a year ago, warmest in 3 years, 4th hottest in 36 years, so a very warm week, much above average. 20% drier than a year ago, driest in 3, 13th driest in 36 years, so below average on that front. Up in Canada, a little bit colder versus a year ago. Europe, coolest in 4 years. Russia, coldest in 14. China's cooled off, coldest in 4. Australia continues their cold trends, coldest in 6 years, below average. India, warmest in 5. And again, cool trends continuing in Brazil, coolest in 5 years. Maps inset left are trends versus average. Looking at a recap of the calendar April now. This is 1 through 30 April. Mean temperatures versus last year. Here in the U.S., we're about 1.4 warmer than last year, 15th warmest in 36 years, so above average, 22% drier than a year ago, driest in 9 years, 9th driest in 36 years, so below average on the rainfall front for April. Snowfall, 36% less, least in 4, 8th least in 36 years, so below average on the snowfall front. Up in Canada, warmest in 11 years for April. Europe, coldest in 25 for April, so very cold there. Australia, coldest in 6. World overall was the coldest in 8 years, so a little bit of a typical La Nina type pattern. Middle East was the hot spot, hottest in 21 years. And again, maps inset left are trends versus average. Looking at the spring to date, meteorological spring 1 March through today here. Warmest in 4 years, 4th warmest in 36 years. So we've had a warm spring. I know it's had its up and downs, but it's been one extreme or the other. So much above average U.S. national temperatures here for March, April so far. Driest in 9 years, below average, least snow in 9 years. And the good news on the tornadic front, while there's been a couple memorable events here, tornadoes are actually down 47% versus last year and 38% below average. So not a ton of severe weather just yet. This week, 3 through 9 May, again here, look in the U.S., about 2.6 warmer than last year. Still on the cold side, 15th coldest in 36 years, so a little below average national temperatures, but way warmer than last year. Last year was the coldest in over 36 years. For this week, 93% wetter than a year ago, 6th wettest in 36 years. Swath of heavier rain, we'll see about that. Missouri through the Ohio Valley, so above average on that front. Map inset left are trends versus average. Looking at next week here, middle May, hard to believe. 3.9 warmer than last year, warmest in 3 years, 16th warmest in 36 years, so above average for next week. Again, this time last year, the middle May period was the coldest in 24 years, so very cold, so significantly warmer than a year ago. 20% wetter than last year, wettest in 6 years, 10th wettest in 36 years. That heavier rain band shifts more toward the south from Texas into the southeast, and some still spotty high mountain snows in the northern Rockies. Precip trends versus average. This past weekend, my wife thought it was just typical Friday night date night, but took her to a fun event sponsored by WordFM here for a comedy show. It was pretty awesome. She did not know that we were going to win an award here for the WordFM Spirit Award. So again, as they announced that we won this award, she kicked me to go on stage to accept the award. So it's just a great organization. We've been supporting WordFM now for 7 years, both personally and corporately. And just again, great organization. Example is Honduras was hit by a couple hurricanes, and their water supply was basically undrinkable. And so they brought in, with a partnership, some water bottles that basically make the water completely pure. You're actually completely drinkable. So, and these bottles last for 60 years. So it helps the folks down there filter their own water. So it's, again, a neat little device. They also support Cure International here, healing kids all across the world. So great organization. It was Weather Trend's 19th award, but this one goes to Mrs. Captain Kirk. Again, so she was the inspiration here for supporting this great organization. So it was a fun night for sure. Weather Trends headquarters. I know we say we're remote because we've pretty much gutted a new office space here under works. Up on the 8th floor in downtown Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So it'll have a panoramic view of the world once we're up there. Again, so we have a lot of exciting things planned once we go live here in the hopefully late summer time frame. So with that, folks, we hope you have a great week, and we will be back here this time next week.